Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And somebody saw my video on how to build this bottle opener, and was questioning how I got the different sizes and the holes correctly. Like this would be a layer of MDF that you'd put the magnets in. It's 1/4 inch MDF. This is a piece of 1/8 inch plywood bit on the very back that actually has the nut size, and so you just tighten the nut up, and then there's the hole for the bottle opener actually go through. So I thought I'd make a little video real quick on how I made these different sizes. And to me, this is real important when you're working with center of the page. Center of the page is a very useful item. So let's just start with that. We've grabbed that. We're going to go up to Effects, Contour. We're going to pick Outside, and I'm going to go 1/4 inch. I'm going to hit Apply. It's going to do one step. So now you have your other size of your bottle opener, or your opener. So then you need to click on it and actually arrange and break contour apart. So now you've got, and I'm going to keep it black just for this demonstration. So then secondly, you would want to measure your bottle opener. And this is where center of the page is very important. It's going to put it right in the center of the page. And then you can just move up. I've got my nudge factor set on something I'm going to show you in a second. Let's just set it for 1/4 inch. Let's go back to the center of the page. I'm just going to nudge it up to about where I want it, and that's going to be correlated by your graphic. So your bottle opener doesn't cover your graphic, because that's where you're going to engrave on and make your stopper. So anyway, you've got these holes. They're exactly 2.47 inches apart. And the way I did that, I drew an ellipse or a circle, put it in the center of the page. And then with your nudge factor set, well, I'll tell you what, let's make it a little smaller. Center of the page. With your nudge factor set on 0.001, and let's get a little closer. Well, it actually centered itself, but your nudge factor, because you can move up so minutely, and it actually popped to the center. Now, so let's take this away now, and we want it 2.47 inches from the other one. So all you have to do is take your nudge factor and go 2.47, make a duplicate of it, Control D, and hit your arrow one time, your up arrow, and now your holes are 2.47 inches apart. Now what I would do is I would lasso both these, group them together. Let's make a duplicate of them. Now I'm going to grab the outside one. I'm going to hold down my Shift key. And you see I've got two objects, which would be the holes in the outside of the bottle. Let's go ahead and group those together. Let's move this thing out of the way. We don't need it anymore. So now both layers are identical, equal, and the holes are set up. So you need one more of these, and this is where you're going to have to play around and on a scrap piece of wood. And let's do this. Let's just put it in the center of the page. I've still got my nudge factor set on 2.47. Control D, arrow key one time up. Now let's grab that nut, hold down your Shift key, grab that nut. Let's group them together. We don't need to make a duplicate of this time, but we need a duplicate of the outside. So Control D, holding down the Shift key, grab our nuts. So now you've got your back layer, your front layer, and your middle layer that's going to hold the wash, or going to hold the magnets. Now I used 1-inch magnets, so you would just make a hole. I made mine 0.99 because the laser is going to have a little bit of a kerf. Put that in the center, move it down, and this is one thing that they don't have to be perfectly aligned because there's only one layer. Now let's take our nudge factor off and let's go to 1/4 inch. Let's make a duplicate of that. And I'm going to put 2 sets of magnets. And I'm just going to get them relatively close. I'm going to duplicate it again. And I'm going to put another magnet right there. You just want to make sure it's not in your screw holes. And you want to make it even. Now, if you're not exactly even, on this case, it doesn't really matter because you're only doing one layer. And then just group that together. Now, just a little insight, when you get ready to make your label in your first layer, and you can see I'm a little bit, well, yeah, I'm exactly, almost exactly the same size. You're going to want to engrave this first and then cut it out. And then that way your engraving will be right there centered with your deal. Take that out, sand it, sand off the burn, take your MDF layer, cut it out, sand it, take your back layer, cut it out, sand it, and then actually using the screws, glue all 3 pieces together, but using the screws are going to index it together, making it fit perfectly, and then you can just put a little bit of a clamp on either end. I actually use heavy weights instead of clamps. Anyway, that was the contour tool, helping you make the bottle opener. Hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.